Howdy, my name is Abby Aarons and I'm the coordinator for Outdoor Adventures at the Student Rec Center. I'm here to teach you a tutorial on knot tying, so if you're interested in learning how to tie a figure 8 follow through, a bowline, or a double fisherman's knot, or you want to know how to use these knots, keep watching. Alright, so the next knot I'm going to teach you how to tie is called the bowline. This is a great knot if you ever need a loop created, so you can tie the loop around an object. That could be like a dog collar maybe if you need to create a leash, or around another object like a water bottle or a backpack or something. This is a great knot for that. So the next clip I'm going to show you is going to be a step-by-step process of how to tie the bowline. Alright, so I'm going to show you a step-by-step process for tying the bowline. So what you want to do to begin this knot is take your tail in one hand to the end of the rope. You're going to measure out about 3 feet or so. So about that much. You're going to start where your hand is. That's about 3 feet away from the end of the rope. So right here. And I'm going to take that working tail side crossing in front of my hand here. So on the front of my hand. And then I'm going to wrap it around the back side. Slide my hand out and then kind of twist this loop so it's on its side. So what you can see is that the rope, the working tail that we measured out, crosses on top of the other strand here, right here, creating our little baby loop. What you want to do now is take your working end tail, and at this point you can either go around an object to create your loop around something, or you can keep a free loop so you don't have to attach it to anything. So what you want to do is take your working tail and go up through this loop you created, your baby loop. So sometimes people like to create a little story here. So they say this end of the tail here is a rabbit, and he's coming out of his hole. Then he wants to go around his tree here. So he's going to come out of his hole and go around the tree and dive back down that hole to get safe. So whenever you're doing that, you want to make sure that you don't get rid of this bottom loop here. So the rabbit comes out of his hole. You want to make sure that you have enough slack here so your loop is staying in its form. It's not disappearing because you're pulling too much out. So let me show you that again. So you take your tail, your rabbit comes out of the hole, you leave enough slack, he comes around the tree, keep that slack, and dives back down the hole. And then, in order to tighten your bowline, all you have to do is grab your 2 ropes here that are parallel on the right side, and your tree, that was just part of our story, and pull in opposite directions, and then you've got your bowline tightened with your nice little loop here, either around an object or freestanding like mine is. And that's how you tie a bowline. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to do the bowline if you tied it around an object. So, in case you tied it around an object, I'm going to make sure that you know what that looks like. So just like before, you're going to measure out about 3 feet or so of rope. You're going to take your working tail side here and put it on the front side of your hand and then wrap it around the back. Kind of slide your hand out and tilt it on its side. So you've got your working tail, just like before, crossing on top of this other strand to create your baby loop. At this point, you tie it around an object, so I'm going to show you with my water bottle cap here. So around my object, and now I can finish up my loop. So just like before, our rabbit is going to come up out of his hole. He's going to run around his tree and dive back into his hole, just like so. Pull the 2 strands that are parallel and the tree from the story in opposite directions, and you've got your bowline. Alright, so just like with the figure 8 follow through, you want to make sure that when you're tying the bowline, you are practicing over and over again so that you establish that muscle memory. So you don't even have to think about how you tie that knot the next time you tie it. Some great uses for the bowline include anything that you need a loop to attach something with. So that could either be where your bowline is tied around an object, so it's attached that way with the loop, or if you need to create a loop to attach to an object, the bowline is a great use for that as well. So hopefully you enjoyed learning how to tie the bowline.